Welcome to another edition of the Metal Boys. Today, our classic collection anniversary episodes going back 30 years. The year is 1984, Jim.
Yes.
First full-length album from an up-and-coming Seattle band called Queensryche. As some mistakenly referred to them back in the day, Queensryche, but it's really Queensryche. The original Queensryche, and not Jeff Tate's version or this version or that version. This is it. This is the
Don Dawkins version of Queensryche.
The warning. So here we got Chris DeGarmo. We got Jeff Tate, the boys. They're all there. They send out a little taster to everybody, a little 4-track EP with songs like The Lady Wore Black and Queen of the Reich. And then we got, so we knew, okay, this is America's version of metal, of Maiden, you know, kind of the powerful singer, the two dual guitars, but this is their first album, and this kind of changed that impression a little bit, because there's lots and lots and lots going on to the warning. So you got Chris DeGarmo in the band. This is the original lineup of Queensryche, and not the two versions that are out there fighting constantly.
Or the third, Don Dawkins, Queensryche. No, I'm sorry. Okay.
Oh, that's Jack Russell's. Jack Russell's Great White.
Okay. Jack Russell's Queensryche. No, okay.
So you got songs on here, of course, you know, like Warning, Deliverance, No Sanctuary, where they said, Jeff, have fun, buddy. And Jeff was out there, you know. Take hold of the flame. He's got the low, and then he starts with the dramatic, you know, with the way he plays, you know. We see the light of those who try to pass us by. He's playing with dynamics. It's unbelievable, his voice. And he's got it all having. Then you got songs like NM156. What's this technical stuff they're throwing in?
What's that sound?
That's it.
Is that a computer?
Like a computer something happened there. Before the Storm, Trial of Fire, ending with Roads to Madness. But again, we saw that this band had something different. They weren't afraid to experiment. They went out and did some stuff that you weren't expecting. Take Hold of the Flame. I mean, that's still to this day. You know what? Hey, the new Queensryche without Jeff Tate, if you want to play this, go, buddy. This is a great track.
Yep.
So if Jeff doesn't want to play it anymore, you certainly can, in my point of view. But you had all these things that we were looking at the time saying, wow, not only they have great guitars and a great singer, but they were doing stuff that nobody really, it wasn't the same formula all the time.
That's right. I mean, when you put on Queensryche back then, there was actually no band. I mean, they defined power metal, right? I mean, at the time.
You know, General, listening to this album, and even with the EP, if you want to talk about forefathers of power metal, this is it right here.
Right, there were $300,000 over budget on the Warning.
Oh.
My God, $300,000.
Hence the name.
Hence the name.
We're warning you guys, you want more dollar, we're pulling the plug.
I mean, taken from 1984, the book, not The Warning, but the book by George Orwell, 1984, that's what The Warning's all about. And like you said, I mean, they're all over the map, and because they're all over the map, they just created this own unique sound. And keep in mind, Queensryche was a band that never really played the clubs. They went from their garage or their basement to playing stadiums.
Well, so, they played the clubs. I mean, they opened for Twisted Sister here. That was a club date, and apparently they blew them off the stage.
I guess what I'm trying to say is it was a quick rise. A quick rise. And it wasn't because they had a hit. It was because they had that much hype behind it.
I think it's because they had the talent. Jeff.
And the talent.
When you have a vocalist like Jeff Tate,
that's right.
Queen of the Reich was basically, they said, Jeff, just scream, man.
Yeah.
Show us your range, and that's what he did. And people still to this day talk about that song. Again, you had this album. It was their first full album. We got a really good feel of what the band was about. And then they take the follow-up, Rage for Order, takes a whole completely different turn.
Yeah.
And for myself, then they come back with my personal favorite of the Queensryche collection, one of my top albums of all time, Operation Mindcrime. So these guys were definitely not afraid to do something different. There's a lot of influences on here, a lot of great themes, and the lyrical content, we don't talk about that nearly enough. There's great songs to listen to. There's a lot going on. There are interesting stories being told. Of course, that's epitomized on the concept album of Operation Mindcrime. But even Empire after that, where Silent Lucidity, we were being called Pink Floyd's, the metal Pink Floyd. So they've done this throughout their career. Sometimes in their later albums, people criticize them, but they're always trying to do something different. American Soldier was like that. We talked about them in previous shows. But getting back to this was the first full-length album, The Warning, 1984. Nothing but standout track after standout track. I give this a 9.5 out of 10. Jim.
Same here, Alan. I mean, and you got to give credit to Jeff Tate and Chris DeGarmo and the rest of the band. They do what they want to do on their own terms, and if they happen to have success, great. And if they didn't, well, that's the way it goes. As much as I despise American Soldier, you still got to give them credit for doing what they want to do. And all the people who are, Tate haters today, I recommend you put on The Warning and reassess why you hate Tate. I mean, look, the guy's given everything he could give, right? He's transcended all vocal boundaries, right? 4-octave range. I mean, what do you expect this guy to do at 5 years old? It's an amazing album, and even the albums that followed The Warning were just great.
So there you have it. The Warning, Queensryche, 1984. What many could say was their first album, full album. Go and really take the time and enjoy every track. Every song in this album is unbelievable. Enjoy it. We know we did. That's why we're pulling it out after all these years of giving a second listen. We got 30 years on the books for this album, The Warning. Check it out.